This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon. Today I want to go through and cover off on something that I've definitely covered off on in the past, but out of 260 episodes, I'm not sure which one it would have been. And one of the other things is that you can always go back, and I can always go back as well, and touch on particular things. So we're going to go through and talk about beliefs again. The beauty of beliefs is that they can really help run our frame of reality, and they can empower us, they can belittle us, they can disempower us, they can weaken us, they can strengthen us, so on and so on and so forth. The interesting thing around beliefs is, another word for beliefs will be frames, but let's look at beliefs as beliefs now, is that the belief itself is simply just a thought. That's all the belief is. It's a thought, and the thought has no power, right? What has power is the thoughts that have energy behind it, and that's really quite interesting. And the energy can often be found in the gut, so to speak. There's a word I got shared with me by one of the coaches today, Sharpay. That's a dog. It's not that. It sounds similar, but it's not that one. Oh, yeah. That's funny. Anyway, I'm not editing that, so too bad. But either way, there's the energy behind the belief that really makes a massive difference for all of us, in relation to whether that disempowering belief or the empowering belief is actually resourceful for us in today's world. And the thing about it is that if our beliefs don't change, it's like, well, why are we still holding on to a belief that maybe served us well when we were like fucking 17, but just doesn't serve us well now that our whole lives have changed? Like, if we're not flexible with our beliefs and our frames, if we don't question them and pull them apart and test their validity, their value, then we're just holding on to shit that just, maybe worked at a stage in our life when we weren't as awake, when we weren't as aware, when we had different stresses, when the players on the field were fucking different, right? It's a different game as you get older. And so the issue with the beliefs is not actually the belief or even the energy behind the belief, right? The issue with beliefs is our belief in the belief, right? That's the dogma. It's like, well, I believe this. It's like, yeah, I can fucking tell you believe that. And I can tell that you believe how much you believe that. And the interesting thing about that is because when we're in that sort of like that meta state almost, what it does is that it has us. It goes back to the old Carl Jung quote of, do people have thoughts or do thoughts have people, right? Or ideas have people. And a lot of the time, beliefs have people. People don't have beliefs. Because if we have beliefs, then we can change them, right? Because it's the belief that changes. Whereas if the belief has us, then the belief can't change. It's like the fucking amendment. Like, it's just, even though it's called an amendment. Anyway, another conversation. So looking at that, it's like, it's not actually the belief or even the energy. Although we should over time, there may be value, and there is, that's the secret, to really seeing the energy associated with these frames and these beliefs. But it's actually our belief in it. It's our word of our word. Hey, that really can just fucking trick us up. And if it tricks us up, it holds us there. And what happens is that we are no longer able to operate in reality as it is. We're treating reality as we are from a younger age, from a younger frame, from something that's not flexible. Well, chances are it's not flexible. Something that doesn't have this malleable component to it that isn't actually dealing with reality as you are in this moment, but as you were in a previous moment. And the difficulty of that is that's when we live in the past. And so even though we're not actually bringing the past as an event or as a memory, we're bringing the past to the present as a frame, right? We're bringing the past to the present moment as a belief. And the issue with that is that now the past has us. We no longer have a past. The past has us. And this is the whole thing about like personal power. This is the whole thing about being able to have us rather than all these other things have us, right? And so when we can see that we have a body rather than our body has us, like when we start to see all this shit and really start to see it, and we start to see that these beliefs are simply just thoughts with a bit of energy behind it, and what's behind that, that's the unpacking. When you hear me talk about unfolding and unpacking, that's what I'm referring to, right? So what in that belief, why is there that energy within that belief that's holding you to performing at a level that no longer fucking serves you? It's like, when you can make that connection, then you can start to, be in a space to let that energy go, or put the energy into something that is resourceful for you. And so being able to change and shift and grow and develop over time is about being open to seeing this. It's about being open to knowing that what once worked may not work for you now. And that's okay. And that's not you. It's a frame. It's a frame that governs a behavior that once worked that may no longer be working for you. And are you okay with that? Are you okay with potentially being wrong? With knowing that being wrong doesn't make you wrong. It simply allows you to see that the frame that you held is no longer resourceful or working for you. And this is the thing about esteem and confidence, which I'll probably talk about tomorrow, and really truly understanding the difference between esteem and confidence, because self-esteem and self-confidence are two very different things, and they tie back into this idea of like, you are inherently of value, right? And when we understand that we're the pearl, I think I've talked about this just recently, but you're the pearl, you're not the value of the pearl that somebody else decides upon, right? This is the whole fucking game, isn't it? The whole game. And so when we can really, really start to see that, and when we start to understand that, we start to see that all these frames are simply just interchange. They're like cassettes. You can take it in and take it out. Like, and if you've been playing the same fucking song for a long time, it might take you back to a memory in the past if there's a song that takes you back. But hey, like, it's just like, are you ready to play a new song? Is that song still serving you? I know it's making you feel, or it's bringing up some emotions, or it's bringing up a thought that you had of inverted commas, better days. But were they really better days? Were you really living at that time? And are they only better days because you're not living right now, because you're not present right now, because you're too busy being in the past with your frames in the present moment, so you're missing the present? Do you get that? So it's not about just being in memory of the past and remembering. It's also about bringing the frames of your youth, of a less mature version of you, to the current moment. That is also a certain level of immaturity that is holding us back. And it's the belief in our beliefs, rather than being curious and questioning our beliefs and pushing them a bit and seeing where, if this belief is true, then it shouldn't crack. All right, well, fucking test it. Test it to see if it cracks or not. And if it cracks, then maybe it's no longer true for you. Maybe there's another one that you could probably try on instead. Maybe you could hold another belief. Maybe. Team, I'm out. Thank you very much for tuning in. I have the Mood Prep Intensive coming up. It is coming up on the 9th and 10th of March. It's a 2-day event. And tickets up on sale at davenixon.com.au/store. So that again is davenixon, davenixon.com.au/store, store. People that can't understand. Store.com. Yeah, you get it. And tickets are on sale there. There's early bird for the next 2 weeks. Then prices will go up again. If you're interested, check it out. If you've got any questions, then hit me up. You can find me on my socials, Dave Nixon, on Facebook, DDNix on Instagram, or just shoot me an email. You'll also see that in the store as well and on my website. Otherwise, team, that's it. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you'd pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. Otherwise, that's it. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick. Slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unbound.